Hey everybody, Conversations with Pastor. We decided to do something fun, kind of upbeat and lighthearted for the time that we're in. So last night after our Bible study, Pastor Matthew and I sat down like this and had a conversation with some questions and had some fun. Pastor Matthew's here with us. He's up in the sound booth, and we're going to be going to him in a few moments to ask questions. So if you have questions that you want to ask us, you're welcome to. First of all, the conversation with Pastor today is going to be with my beautiful bride, Charele. She is amazing. Most of you know that. So any questions that you want to ask Charele, you can post on the live stream there. Matthew's viewing it, and he will, in a few moments, he'll give us a couple questions. Any question you want Charele to ask me, or you want to know about Charele, that's fine. Or you want to know something that I would say about Charele. Let's have fun with this, okay? So post what you want to post. Ask questions, that you want to say with Charele. So Conversations with Pastor and my beautiful bride, Charele. I love you. You know what I've been wanting to do? Kiss you on the camera.
Okay.
I can't kiss anybody else.
You better not.
I won't kiss anybody else but you. Okay, so we'll dive right in. I've been asking folks questions, right,
Okay.
to just have conversation. So the first question is, tell us what is your view of what's been going on in our family as it relates to the coronavirus, how this thing has happened. What's your point of view? How's it been affecting us?
I think for probably the first week or so, it was difficult because it was so strange. Just being home, doing a homeschool online. But I mean, I think we've kind of, now that we've been in it for a while, it's like a new normal. I've said that to many people who've asked me. It's been great when I think about it, the times that we've had to, play games. We've done puzzles together, been outside, sitting on the porch. I have thoroughly enjoyed that time and trying to enjoy this time, because I know in the fall when things get back to normal, we'll probably grieve and want this time back and think, man, look at what we had and we didn't take the opportunity to enjoy the time. So not saying that this time has not been challenging, because it has, but I'm trying to look and find the positive.
All right, so you have found the positive, you identified the positive. Mm-hmm. Tell me one thing that's been tough. What's been the toughest part of this for you? The most difficult part for you since we got into this situation? Not
seeing people.
Oh?
I am very much an extrovert.
Yeah.
I love people. They energize me. I just miss them. I miss you guys. I miss everybody. I miss the hugs. I miss seeing your eyes, feeling your, just hugging and community and relationships. And although we have Facebook Live and technology, thank God we do, I miss seeing people. I miss hugging them and just seeing how they're doing. So for me, that has definitely been my most challenging.
All right, now take it so you're an outgoing person, obviously, is one thing I love about you so much, and you're because I'm not, right? I'm not, and so you match me really well. Take it more home and more personal. All right, so for us as a family at the house, what's been the most difficult thing that you've observed for us as a family? So you said that you like the interaction and the games and stuff, and you're going to grieve that when we go back to the busy lifestyle of what we had. Mm-hmm. What the most challenging thing, what is the most difficult thing you've seen for us in this whole process at home, personally?
At home, I honestly think just not being able to go, not do the routine. Our routine was so busy before. Kids are grieving, seeing their friends. Mainly that, just your normal routine, just your normal everyday life. It's turned upside down and it's different.
Yeah.
And I think the kids have adjusted well. But it has been difficult. It really has.
Cool.
Really
Cool.
has.
All right, so one of the questions I asked Matthew last night, and I ask you, I know the answer to this, but not many other people do. What's your favorite candy and why? Okay, what's your favorite candy, why, and then also a story connected to the candy. All right, so like a memory you have as it relates to that candy. So your favorite candy.
My favorite candy would be a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Well, that was Matthew's.
Well, I'm
Was that
sorry,
your? That was
he's
yours,
just got
Matthew's,
good
wasn't it? That was
taste.
your.
He's just got
That's
good
cool.
taste.
And by the way, Isaac's is a Reese's peanut butter cup
Yeah.
too, right?
And why is because anything, in my opinion, with peanut butter is awesome. So, love peanut butter.
And a story connected to it, like a childhood memory, anything to a Reese's peanut butter cup.
When you asked Matthew that question last night, I knew you were probably going to ask me the same question today.
I'm not very creative, Emma. About the same shirt I had on last night. I just put it on the chair, and I was like, oh, I'll wear that again today. I forgot all about being back on the screen today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe a funny thing I have done before, especially when my kids were little, is buy Reese's peanut butter cups in the bags and like hide them in my room in the drawer. So
I didn't know you did that.
it's terrible, I know.
I would have found the stash and ate it
terrible.
myself.
But so because they would eat them all, and then I could say I'm going to the bathroom and sneak my Reese's cups and go in the bathroom. And,
Did you really?
Yes, I did that. So,
That's great. I didn't know. I didn't know.
I've done it.
Tell everybody your obsession with the Reese's peanut butter cup Easter eggs.
Well, there again, I love peanut butter. Love peanut butter, and there's so much peanut butter. And I feel like I'm saying peanut butter like
are.
20 times, but it's so good. You should try it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the perfect combo between chocolate and the butter.
That's cool. So we'll go into the store, and it's getting Easter time, and they'll have the Reese's peanut butter cup eggs, and she's always like, I can get some of those. Okay, get some, whatever. And we go back again. I'm out.
It's not that bad.
It is bad. Well, it's good. I don't eat
Isaac
them.
eats them. And me, the ones I sneak in my drawer.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right, so your favorite candy, why? No story, right? No story.
No story.
No story connected to it. Do you remember where that started?
What, did I hide the candy?
No,
before?
that you like the peanut butter cups. Nothing.
No, I just like peanut butter.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so let's dive in a little deep with me and you, okay? So what people don't know probably is our wedding anniversary is tomorrow, and we'll be married how many years?
21.
21? April 17th, 2019? Or, 1999. Holy cow.
We've been here 1 year. We've done it.
1999, April
Yeah.
17th, 1999. Okay, so tell everybody just a little bit of your perspective of the night I asked you to marry me.
Oh goodness, I don't know if you want me to tell it.
What? Oh, well.
Um,
well, where? And not all the details. Some things need to be kept between me and
It's all good, I promise. We didn't sin. But
That's awesome.
I had went to the beach with his family, July 4th? Yeah, for
Yeah.
July 4th.
Your birthday's on July 5th.
My birthday's July 5th,
Yeah.
so Shaun, we went walking on the beach July 4th at midnight, and he got down on one knee and proposed, and I said yes, and then I was like, oh crap. I just said yes, I'm getting married. So, but it was very, very sweet. He did a good job.
Thank you. I wasn't
Good
fishing
job.
for a compliment. I just wanted you to tell the story.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah. Yep, so we'll celebrate 21 years tomorrow, and we're cool. We're happily married. It's a good ride. I mean, we're pretty passionate. Both of us are very passionate. So we love hard, and quite frankly, we fight hard. We love hard and we fight hard, but we always make up good, and God's grace is good. His love is good, so it's a good thing. All right, just to get a little spiritual, So most everybody who might be watching this in terms of just being church members maybe already knows. You want to share a little bit about your story, your journey with Christ, like where it began, and just give some highlights there about growing up in a pastor's home, that kind of thing. Just, what's going on there?
Well, I was saved I was 4 years old. And it's kind of cool because it's one of my first memories, I guess, because I don't remember a whole lot before that. But I was in K4 at Brookline Baptist Academy.
Go Warriors.
And her name was Miss Lycus. And she talked about a black hole that we all had in our heart, and that, Christ, he came to fill the black hole and to fill the darkness and bring light and put his love and goodness and in our soul and fill our black hole. So I just, when, that day she taught it, it just really just stuck out to me. And so I went home that day and asked my mom, I told her what I had learned, and I still remember where I was. It's a blue carpet she was sitting on. We had like a white couch. And I told her, I was like, I don't want the black hole. I want what Miss Lycus was talking about. And
cool.
It was just really neat. And then in there I prayed and asked the Lord to come into my heart. And, I never really had a going away from the Lord or just a walking away from my faith. I've always been in church and had a relationship with Christ. Now, that's not to say I've always had it right, and I've definitely had my share of wrongs and doing things wrong and not being as close to the Lord and not being a good witness as I should be. But, God's just always, I'm just thankful because it's nothing that I've done or my goodness or my upbringing. Just because my parents were in church or pastors didn't give me a free ticket to heaven. God has just certainly been faithful my whole life, and he's just kind of always been there, and
That's awesome.
Just been totally faithful.
That's
so,
good.
yeah.
That's good. How have you dealt with, just real quick, how have you dealt with the low times, whether it's because you found yourself in sinful things or you just found yourself in emotional struggles, you found yourself in difficult times? We've had some difficult times as a family in our relationship and stuff, but like anybody normally would. But tell me how you get through those difficult times.
Through them times, a lot of times I do try to remind myself I don't always do it great, but that he's been there in the past. He's never, if I, kind of get over my, freak out. Oh God, what's happening? What's going on? You've left me, you've forsaken me. So don't get me wrong, I have definitely been there. Just remind me, God, because I know you've done it in the past. I know you were faithful then. And, sometimes I just have a conversation with myself. The Lord has been faithful to you, Charele. And why in the world do you think he's got to not do it now? Why do you think he would let you down now? But it's true, we get in them situations, we do feel like he's a million miles away and he doesn't care. So just reminding myself of victories and, just situations that he's brought me through.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm not great at it, but I am learning more and more to not be ruled by my feelings.
That's awesome.
Definitely not there, but choosing to believe what the Word of God says over what I feel at the moment. And quoting scriptures, memorizing scriptures, and when I'm feeling that way, it's amazing. The Word of God works. We just have to use it. But I don't do it quite enough. But
that's awesome.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, you have one of the strongest faiths and the best pure walk with the Lord of anybody around. And I'm pretty close to you. So, pretty close to you. I I know how true, and I know how pure, and I know how awesome your walk with the Lord is, and it's what He's done in you by the Holy Spirit. It's pretty cool, and I'm super glad that you're my wife because of it. Well, and a lot of other things too. Is there anything else you want to share? Like, so has the Lord? It may not be okay. So this may not be there, but is there anything else you want to share with me or with anybody who may be watching as an encouragement before we go a little lighthearted again? Anything at all? Nothing the Lord's put on your heart, and it's fine if He hasn't. I'm just asking, giving you the opportunity to say, as pastor's wife, as Charele, elder of the church.
I would just say to most people, anybody struggling, that you're not alone. That I definitely don't want people to look at me or look at you or leaders in this church and think, man, they got it together. Their families are together.
Good point.
Their kids are good. Their homeschooling's going great.
Nope.
And they just, they love each other. And it's just, I don't want people to look and think they are alone in their struggle. They're alone in feeling like God has left them. They're alone in this time. Because you're not. You have people, we are flesh and blood, and we make mistakes. And that, to me, is a huge trap of the enemy to us, because he makes us feel isolated. He makes us feel alone. Like if you were a better Christian, you wouldn't feel this way. Or if you just need to read your word more, you just need to be in prayer more. And that's not the case.
Yeah.
You are not alone. And we struggle. There's one perfect man, one perfect, put together man, and that's Jesus.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
just to encourage people that don't look and think, man, they've got it together, and the preachers on Facebook, they have it together, and
No.
they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. My dad used to tell me, every man puts his pants on one leg at a time, and that's true. We're all human. I know most of you know that, but just be encouraged. Don't feel alone. Don't feel like you're terrible. Go to God with it. He can, He's there. And
Cool. No,
that
that's
was
very
big
awesome.
rant, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. It's very good. So this is Conversations with Pastor, right? Conversations with Pastor, and we're bringing in somebody to have a conversation with me, much like me and Charele have here. Last night we had a conversation with Matthew, but one of the things that we're asking people to do with this is go on the Facebook live stream and type out a question that you have. Either you want to ask Charele or you want to ask me. Pastor Matthew is in the booth, and he's looking through those. In just a moment, we're going to go to him. We're going to let him ask one of the questions, or all the questions. We might do all of them. We don't know. Ask the questions that you're posting there that you have for us. So it's wide open. And hey, me and Charele are sitting right here, and you can ask, and we may or may not answer, but we're going to try to answer.
Nice.
We're going to try to answer every one of them. All right. So. But I did give, before we go to Matthew, I did give Charele a word. I said, if you want to ask me any question, if you want to ask me a question, it's kind of one of those times you can put me on the spot, right? If you want to ask a question of me, you can. So you don't have to, but if you want to, you can.
Okay. I have two.
Two?
I think.
No, you were allotted one.
Just one. Yeah. Okay. To you, what is the most difficult part of pastoring?
Oh my gosh. Matter of fact, I think you could probably answer that question better than I could. I think you probably hear the most difficult part of pastoring for me, because I lament to you about it more than anything. So, the most difficult part of pastoring for me is, well, this is very personal, is the constant need for affirmation. But in general, I'm a people pleaser. I want people to be happy with me, and I want people to be okay with what I'm doing. And so the natural desires in me to make people happy, I can't do that. I don't do that. And you can speak to that. One of the first things I say to Charele on Sunday mornings when I get in the car is, how was that? Because I'm immediately coming off of the adrenaline high of the ministry on Sundays, and I'm wanting the affirmation of, how was that? And of course, you are always so good about it. Just, it was great, and it's really good. And every once in a while, you'll tell me something different.
Yeah.
But if it's ministering to people one-on-one, if it's carrying the load of an administrative task, or if it's talking with Matthew about behind the scenes or praise team stuff, or if it's preaching, or if it's anything, I constantly walk away from everything thinking, how was I? How did the people that I'm interacting with, whether on a one-on-one basis or in a group, how was it? And that's the most difficult part to me. Sometimes I wish I just didn't care as much. It would be a lot easier if I was like, well, all right, just whatever, and move on, but I can't do that. So that's probably the most difficult part for me. You say you have another question? Oh, no.
I thought it would be good just to tell people maybe like a favorite childhood memory.
Oh, a favorite childhood memory. Oh, man, I got so many. I had, I've had such a good family for a long time and a lot of good memories. My favorite childhood memory, my absolute favorite childhood memory is one that replayed every year, and that's Christmas morning. Here's why. Because on Christmas morning, well, it was Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, we would always go to Grandma and Grandpa's house, which is my mom's mom. Grandma goes to church with us. If you go to church with us, you know Grandma. We go to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and we'd spend the night. Well, me and Shara, my sister, we would share a bedroom, and then we'd get up in the morning, and of course, Christmas would be there. And man, I have so many fond memories. I know what the tree looks like. I know what the smell was like. I know what it was like, because like everybody else, it's just it's Christmas, and you're with the fam jam, and it's really cool. So that's got to be my favorite memory of all.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. All right, so conversations with the pastor again, just hitting that, letting you know, talking with Charele. She just asked me the questions. Now I think it's a good time to go to Pastor Matthew up in the booth. He's been looking over the questions and stuff. Thank you. If you've put some questions down, we're going to go through them. And Pastor Matthew's going to ask us a question. Ask Charele a question. Ask Charele a question. Ask Charele a question. All right, Pastor Matthew, what you got, bud?
Okay, we have a question here. It stays on the serious side a little bit, but Charele, what makes you two a good fit? Number one, in your marriage. Number two, in the ministry.
Okay, what makes us a good fit? I think the main thing is remembering that we're one.
Yeah.
And when he has a victory, it's also my victory.
Yes.
When he has a failure, he liked that.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
But when he has a victory, it's good. It's my victory, but also when he has a failure, it's my failure.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is we've learned, not saying that we used to did, that's not even good English, but anyway, it's how I would say it. So just competing with one another, remembering that we're one, and where he's strong, I tend to be weak, and where I'm strong, he tends to be weak.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we complement each other.
You're the best
really
part
do.
of the compliment, though. You are the best part of the compliment.
So I think on both fronts, ministry and marriage, it's harder, I think, for me, marriage-wise, to remember that we're a team. And when I'm fighting with him, I'm really fighting against myself. And
I'm gonna write that down. I need to get a pen and
No.
paper. I need to write that down.
No, but I mean, it's true. It's true. But you're kind of fighting against yourself when you're married, when you're competing, and it's not you're right, he's wrong. It should be, together. So it is more difficult in marriage than ministry, but yeah,
Cool.
we're a team. We're together. Yeah.
You want to do another one?
Sure.
Let's do some more. All right.
What?
Pastor Matthew, what you got? Good job, baby.
Okay, we got one here. Are your kids eating up all the food in the house?
Yes, they're eating a lot. Yes, they are. I pick on Isaac and Kate and do Bella. They just graze. I tell them, what are you doing? They'll just walk by the kitchen and open the pantry, and I always say, what are you doing? Are you grazing? Because most of the time they're just bored and want something to do. So yeah, it's definitely have to hide the good snacks, or If I don't want them to have something, I hide it or, kind of catch their attention and say, hey, why are you eating so much?
Tell them what I do with the cookies.
Shaun hides the cookies. Shaun hides cookies that I make.
Because
but
the kids destroy them.
Because most of the time, he hides them from himself. So I have cleaned the pantry out multiple times and found a box of stale cookies or a Tupperware full of stale cookies. I've even found 2 or 3 Tupperware fulls of
I'm guilty.
cookies that he's hid from himself. So I'm like, Shaun, you're wasting them. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
The kids eat them. If you make them, they eat them. They'll just eat them up in 2 days. So I hide them and then I forget about them.
Oh,
You'll do another question?
sure.
Okay. Yeah, Pastor Matthew, you got another question?
Yeah, I've got one. Somebody asked, Charele, what is your favorite guilty pleasure?
Oh. Don't say me. Don't say me. Don't say me.
Okay, I won't. Guilty pleasure. Probably a tub of chocolate peanut butter cup gelato.
Mm-hmm.
And some comfy pajamas and a good chick flick, good love story. I love watching love stories and
Well, let's what's your favorite love story?
The Notebook.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
I know it's cheesy. I know it's
No,
not
it's not.
real.
Stop
I know it
saying
doesn't
that.
happen that way, but I like the, just the sweet, lovey-dovey romance side of it all. So
Yeah.
that's probably, I love to do that.
Cool. Cool. So Conversations with Pastor Charele's with me today. We're having a real good time. If you got a question that you want to put on Facebook Live and you're wanting to ask about them, hey, put them right there. Pastor Matthew's reviewing them. We're going through them. So he's going to go, Matt, if you're good with it. Are you good with it? We'll do
Yeah,
another
I'm
one.
fine.
You want to do another
I'm
one?
fine.
Okay, Pastor Matthew, give us another one. You got another one? Or you need some time to review?
I got one here.
Okay.
I can't see.
Yeah, somebody asked, Shaun, why does she look like your daughter and not your wife?
Listen. Because the straight answer is she's aging a lot better than I am. But the second and probably the most real answer about it all is she is so gregarious. Charele is so amazingly just let it roll off her back. She doesn't take anything too far to heart very long. I mean, she just gets over it real quick. And I think it's good genes. I mean, there's hardly any gray hair in her head, and just absolutely beautiful. I don't think she looks much different than she did when I married her. She's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, that's stretching it.
No, it's not stretching it.
Okay.
No, it's not. You look great. You look great. Now, I'm glad. So, I don't know why, except she just carries it better than I do. That's the way it is. You want to do another one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
We got
good.
time? Or we
I'm
got
good.
time? It's 1:30. Let's just a few more minutes. All right, Pastor Matthew, you got another one? Any more? It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, I got one here. I got one here. Must be someone from the neighborhood. They're asking, have you noticed any more of the trees lit up in the field across from the church?
Was that Lisa Stacy that
Yeah.
asked
That was
that?
Lisa Stacy.
Yeah, or Lisa
Yes.
Sauceman. And yes, we did. We
Yeah.
rode over here, it was a couple nights ago. We rode over and saw that there were 2 more lit up. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
It looks
thank you.
good.
It's
It looks
nice.
really good.
I like it.
We were wondering for a while where the trees come from. And give you some
Yeah.
context if you're not familiar. Our church is on a street that ends right close to our church, and it's real dark down here sometimes. But at Christmas, across the street, there's a vacant lot with some trees on it. And at Christmas time, all of a sudden there was a tree that popped up with lights on it, and they were battery operated. And it was really neat and refreshing. It was some of our neighbors, Miss Lisa and her daughter, that did it, and she was the one asking. And now they've decorated 2 more trees, and it's
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
like it.
They come on though.
Neat.
We can't wait for the church to come back on Wednesday night and see it, you know. So that, yep, we noticed it. Thanks. Thank you. Glad you guys did that. Any other ones, Pastor Matthew?
No.
All right, we don't have any more. All right, so the last thing that we do in this whole process is I've got a silly question to ask, and it is one that I've learned from my buddy John Quitt over at Hope City Church. It's, would you for $1 million? All right, so for $1 million, would you?
Okay.
And I didn't really think of one good for you. I didn't really think of one. So we've got a puppy named Penelope, and
I know my answer.
we got
No,
a
I
puppy, a 7-pound Maltipoo at home named Penelope. She's beautiful. She's really cool. All right, so these are really strange questions. So for $1 million, would you strangle Penelope to death?
Oh my gosh.
Like you've got to
No.
grab her and strangle her to death for $1 million.
Oh my gosh, that is a hard question. I don't know.
Now you got to understand something, okay? There are days that Charele is kind of like, okay, it's good to see you. Now get out of
I
here.
usually don't like the dog. I think everybody knows that.
Most people know it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, pet people. She's not my fur baby. Sorry.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Sorry.
So come on, would you strangle Penelope to death
Would
for
the
$1 million?
kids have to know?
Yes, the kids would have to know.
I mean, I'm being honest. You know you would. No. I don't know. I really don't know if I
Okay,
could
that's
do
fair.
it.
That's fair. I couldn't do it.
$1 million
I couldn't do
is
it.
a lot of money.
I know. It's a lot of money.
She's a dog.
I know it's a lot of money, but I don't know that I could hurt her for $1 million.
Especially if the kids knew, they would hate me forever.
So okay, let's change it then. Let's
Okay.
change it. If the kid,
I
you're
feel
setting
terrible.
you're setting yourself up.
terrible.
If the kids did not know, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put you in that spot. I'm not gonna put you in that spot.
I don't think I could go through it.
Yeah, no
I mean,
doubt.
I may would be like, okay. No, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, sure you're not. Sure you're not. With some of the context for that, Charele was at home when we were potty training her, and so she's just done with accidents and stuff. So yeah. There's a love-hate relationship between you and Penelope.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
Kids love her, so yes.
That's good. Would you strangle me for
I
$1 million?
tell.
You stopped and thought about it.
No, I would not.
Thinking awful hard.
You can always remarry, right?
No, I would not. Seriously.
You
would
should have
not.
seen the look in your eyes when you looked at me and thought, wait a minute.
I mean, $1 million is a lot of money.
Well, sure.
But yeah, no, I always kid Shaun about dogs are man's best friend. They're not woman's. So they are, yes, they're
You just
man's
made-
best friend.
You just made some enemies.
Sorry. Please love me anyway. I think they're cute and I love to pet them for a minute.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. All right, so conversations with Pastor. I really enjoyed this with you today.
That
It
was
was
fun.
really, really good. It was
I
really
was
good.
nervous.
You shouldn't have been. You did
My
great.
first Facebook Live. So yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah,
to
you
be
did.
honest. But
Yeah, you did great.
Cool.
The first time we did it at the house, you ran. You did not want to be a part of it.
no.
Yeah, you did good. So this is Conversations with Pastor, right? And about once or twice a week, we're going to have somebody come and do a Facebook Live with me, and I'm going to ask them questions. And the thing is to introduce us to people and get to know people a little better and try to build some community with one another so that maybe when we come back together as a church, you can walk up to Charele and say, hey, I learned this about you. I like peanut butter cups or whatever. I would strangle my dog too.
Are you out there?
or I can't believe you would say that. All right, so it's fun time. We're going to do this again next week. Next week we're going to have 2 of our children from the church as a part of the Conversations with Pastor, and I cannot wait to be in the conversation with those 2 beautiful little girls. And then we also have someone else coming in. I don't want to tell you who it is because it's going to be hilarious. You're going to love it. But Conversations with Pastor. Now, a couple things before you go. Go to our Facebook Live. Go to Soma Church Facebook Live and like our page, okay? Because when you go to our page and you like our page and you're viewing these Facebook posts, they come up on your live feed. So do that. Go like our Soma Church Facebook page. I really appreciate that. Also, for Soma Church folks, check out all of the platforms right on our YouTube channel, Soma Church Tuscaloosa. Subscribe there as well. You can find all of the past conversations with Pastor videos there. Matthew is doing a great job archiving those. So the one that he did last night is up. This one's going to be up there. So if you want to send people there to see these later on, you can. They'll be on the archive there on Facebook as well. So check out the YouTube channel. Did I call it a YouTube page? Is that what I called it? I can't remember. YouTube channel, Soma Church Tuscaloosa. It'll be there. Also, don't forget about all the ways you can give and whatever to our church. And hey, we'll see you again on Sunday. We'll be back doing the live stream for our church service. So, Pastor Matthew, you got anything you want to say before we wrap this up? Thank you for everything you did tonight, Pastor Matthew. We love you guys. We love you so very much. We love you so. We got a kiss again.
Very much.
Mwah. Happy anniversary, baby.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, we love you. We love you. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for joining in with us. We love you. We had a good time. We had a real good time. Bye-bye.